Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Four Lights Wellness. My name is Omid. In this video, a public service announcement. The seated Russian twist does not work your core. Let's get into it a little bit. What I see most people do, they have a stack of risers on one side, they transfer them one side to the other a whole bunch of times, or they'll grab a weight ball like this or a plate or something, and they'll just do something like this. Sometimes you might even see them with the feet off the ground, and they still do this. Now here's why I think this is probably one of the worst exercises you could do, especially if you have back pain. If you know anything about the lower back and the discs between those vertebrae, one of the fastest, easiest ways to damage them is with flexion of that lower spine and rotation. And that's what this exercise is doing a lot. The other challenge is that when we're trying to talk about working the core, we're really in this exercise trying to work the obliques themselves. And if I'm in a flexed position, my chest didn't move. Maybe my shoulders and shoulder blades did a lot. I might have gotten 5 degrees of rotation here, but it's not that much. If you want to clean this up, let's say, for example, you're a wrestler and you're trying to get better at grappling on the ground, what we've got to do is we've got to activate those hip flexors to get that lower spine neutral. Not crazy hyperlordotic, but just neutral. And then we've got to get the spine to match that lumbar angle. We've got to lean back pretty good. But already my hip flexors are really active. And that's the challenge that most people run into with this, is they feel this exercise a lot in this lower area. And they're like, yeah, I'm getting really strong here, but it's really just strengthening the hip flexors. Now, if we want to really clean this up a lot, we get into that neutral spine, like I said, and here's what I teach people to do if they need this exercise, is I have them start the weight at their chest, and I have them rotate as far into that exercise as they can first, before they come to the ground. Bring it back up to the chest, rotate like crazy, all the way over into that ground. That's what we want to do with this. But again, lower back, hip flexors doing all of the work. There's not any amount of oblique that I really feel during that exercise. Now, if you want to take this Russian twist up a level to its actual functional state, grab one of these Swiss balls. We're going to roll out until that Swiss ball is roughly right between my shoulder blades, just so you can keep the head on there a little tiny bit. Now next I'm going to get my hips into an extended position, because you know, most people sit for their jobs. They're already in too much hip flexion. The hip flexors are tight already. I want to train the glutes to do their job of hip extension and stability of that lumbar spine. Now I'm going to take my ball, my weight, or even just the hands together. I'm going to slightly float the head up because I'm going to be rotating towards you. Now, even just holding this position, this glute is on fire. My obliques are really rotating from the right external to the left internal. And I'm doing a lot of work here, especially to hold this weight. Here's the most important part though. As we rotate to the other side, I'm learning how to transfer weight from one leg to the other as I use the obliques. I'm transferring from one sling of external to internal to the other sling of external to internal. If you can coordinate this pretty well and you want to progress the exercise, don't grab a heavier weight. That's a no-no. What we want to do is go faster. These sling systems actually respond to speed and stability demand rather than weight. There's much better exercises than the Russian twist to get those guys bigger. I might show you those in a future video, but this is the exercise. If you want to add another challenge, keep the head straight as you go side to side. Last thing I'll mention here is that, like I said, flexion and rotation for the lumbar spine is the fastest, easiest way to herniate a disc, but extension rotation is actually one of the fastest ways to heal this. If you're having that issue, you can just start with the hands here and go slightly side to side, just to your comfort level, while you're trying to heal through that disc injury, okay? The Russian twist on the floor, like I said, might be cool for some very specific things, but it's not working your core. Grab a Swiss ball, grab even just the hands, and turn this into a really true functional core exercise for you. But that's it for this video. I hope this information is very helpful to you guys. As always, have a happy and healthy rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.